So there's a great debate out there among people with online businesses. Is it better to have a membership site or to sell online courses? And as you can imagine with anything, there are strong opinions on both sides, great cases on both sides. But I wanted to break it down for you because as someone who makes a full-time living selling both, I have pretty strong opinions about both and maybe how they integrate. So what I thought I might do, since I get this question a lot, Graham, should I sell a membership site or an online course, or what do you recommend? Let me just give you pros and cons from about a decade's worth of selling both of experience so that you are fully informed about both. And then you can make a better decision about which direction you prefer. And at the very end of the video, I will give you my personal recommendation on what you should sell first as your first digital product. Let's start with membership sites and let's go through the pros. The first pro to a membership site comes down to just two words: reoccurring revenue. Or another two words: predictable income. I mean, these are things that every business owner wants. This is why membership sites are considered the holy grail of online business, because you make the sale once to this one customer, and then his or her credit card gets billed every single month. So it's like you get to sell again and again and again without having to sell again. And you can predict what that revenue is going to be to a certain extent. Going into any given month, you can look at your membership and see if I have 100 members and they're paying me $100 a month, I know exactly how much money is coming in this month. It's very nice for people like me who like stability and who like a normal paycheck. The second pro to membership sites is flexible creation. I love them because you can create them as you go. You don't have to make a bunch of content before you launch it. You can just have a few videos up, and then it's every month or every week or every other week, depending on how much content and how often you produce it for your members. But you kind of create the content as you go. And you also can change up the topics. If you're really more interested in something one month, you can go in that direction or go heavy on a certain topic in one month, and then you can kind of change course the next month. It can be a very broad membership, I mean, around a certain topic or niche, but you can cover a bunch of different things because you'll be teaching your members supposedly for months at a time, and many of them for years ongoing. So you can cover a wide variety of things, which keeps it fresh and interesting, and most importantly, flexible for you. One of the pros of a membership site is low cost for your customers and your students, which is great. You're offering something that's generally very affordable because most subscriptions are meant to be affordable so that people can keep them in their budget every single month. So they typically cost less than, let's say, an online course, which we'll get to in a minute. And so it's a great way to offer something that's a little more accessible to your average student that they can try out for a month, and maybe they realize it's worth it and they stick around for another month, or it maybe just fits their budget in general and they can swing that versus a one-time cost of an online course. And final pro of a membership site, in my opinion, is all the interaction with your students. By nature of a subscription, a membership site, a continuity program, whatever you want to call it, you are interacting with your customers, with your students every single month. You're hearing from them as you upload new content. Maybe you have a live Q&A portion of your membership. Maybe there's a built-in community that you're interacting with and answering questions, or at least seeing what the topics are happening, the conversations that they're having are. And so you're really integrated into a mini community, whether it's only 10 people in your membership or 10,000. It's a community that gives you a lot of forced interaction, which is nice in this isolated digital age that we live in, especially us content creators online, where we kind of make and share content. It's nice to have a community that you get to be a part of, and you get to kind of see your customers living out your content in real time and see what's working, what's not working. That also gives you a lot of fodder and ideas and strategy for what to build and sell next, because you're getting that constant stream of communication with your prospects. All right, let's talk about the dark side of membership sites, the cons. And again, as someone who runs 2 membership sites right now, I can tell you that these are real. And I need to be upfront with you and honest with you, because I think, as with most things online, they can be painted with a little bit rosy of a picture, but I want to be real with you and let you know what to expect if you go the membership site route. The biggest con with a membership site or subscription is that they require ongoing work every single month. I hope that you're aware of that or you see that as obvious. I think a lot of times, at least when I talk to people and see them getting excited about membership sites, they just see the dollar signs. They see make the sale once and I get the reoccurring revenue, and they do the math. Oh, if I have 50 members paying $27 a month, or if I had 100 members paying 30, they just like the math. And I get that. That's selfishly what we're after if you're in business and you want to see the numbers make sense, but they're forgetting that the only reason someone is continuing to let you charge their credit card every month is because they must be getting some value every month. And unless it's a app or a software subscription where it really is hands off and they need the software every month, if it's a content-based subscription, which I'm assuming it is, if you're following me, that's a lot of what we talk about on this channel, you have to deliver new content every single month, most of the time. There are some exceptions, but most memberships require you to create, upload, and share new content every month. They might require interaction every month. For example, my two membership sites both include a live Q&A call with anyone who wants to come on board for my students, where I have to get on every single month and answer their questions and interact. Now, I like that, and it's only an hour of my time for each membership, but that is required. I can't take a month off of that. And I have to deliver content every single month for one of the memberships. That takes a lot of work. Just so you know, it is an ongoing commitment. So if you can't commit to making content for a year out, at least, maybe even 2 years, if your life doesn't look like you can handle that, then don't do membership. Doesn't make sense, right? So the ongoing content is part of what you promise them. If you don't do it, or if it's not good enough, you'll have people canceling all the time. Now, people will cancel regularly. That's normal, but you want to minimize the amount of cancellations. You want to increase retention. So that's one con, is it takes a lot of work. Related to that con, because people cancel every month, no matter how good your membership is, you still need new leads. You need to get new people. So I know that once you've got the sale, you get reoccurring revenue. It doesn't mean you can't keep selling your membership. You need to find new people to put into your membership, new acquisition. So you got retention. You want to hold as many people in before they drip out, and you need to get new people in. That's acquisition. So it does require ongoing work to sell. Now, I know I mentioned on the pro side that you've got a lot of interaction with your students, but ironically, this is also a con. Membership sites that flourish require lots of interaction with your students, not just the content every month, but the community. There's a saying that people will join your membership for the content, but they'll stay for the community. And this is true. Content is what they want, but community is what binds it all together, because you and me and all of us are isolated. And if you find a good community with people that are encouraging, that are like-minded, that maybe challenge and push you in a healthy way that you can turn to, it can be the difference maker for whether someone wants to cancel or stay in your membership. And it has nothing to do with you sometimes. If it's a really good community, then the people, your other members, are going to be that asset to your other members. But you still have to be a part of it because they want to know what you think. They're paying you for your opinion and access to you, so you have to be in it and create a thriving community, which takes work. And final con of membership sites, with so many other subscriptions and people's monthly budgets, whether it's Netflix, their internet bill, or now a lot of their software has moved to subscriptions, or whatever it is they subscribe to, box clothing subscriptions, everything has moved to subscriptions, right? Because it's a really popular model. A lot of people are just canceling and cutting subscriptions left and right because their budget can only take but so many. And we have to really think through what's worth putting in my monthly budget. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to convince someone to add yet another monthly charge to their budget. And so it might require really well done sales copy and a really bold promise that you can deliver on to convince someone to sign up for another reoccurring charge. Many people would prefer psychologically to just pay for something once and be done with it than to know they're on the hook every single month for something. Just something to consider. All right, now let's talk about online courses. Let's talk about the pros. Okay, one of the big pros with building and selling online courses is that they're very easy to build and distribute. This is because they're generally focused around one single topic, or usually getting somebody one single result, whether it's a weight loss program. Think about P90X, right? 90-day program. It's got a set amount of videos, the set amount of instructions, and it's done. It doesn't require ongoing content from Beachbody. It's one thing. So this is easier for you to think about, how can I help a customer? How can I help a student with this specific thing? Let me build a course on that specific thing. And you mentally can just go through what you need to cover and how you can get them to the result that they want. And it's that simple. Related to that, one of the pros with the online course is that they're results oriented. This is really good for your student because it is usually one topic, one goal in mind. It's generally a step-by-step system. Do this, then do this, then do this. Here's some common pitfalls. Do these things in order and you'll get this result, which is really the best thing for our students, because if we don't get them results, they're not going to want to do business with us. If we can get them a win, whether it's a quick win or even a long win, if they see some results like, Graham took me from here to here through this online course, they're more apt to want to buy more from us, or more apt to sing our praises on social media, or more apt to share some of our future content because we got them a result. So I love online courses because they are results oriented. They're point A to point B oriented generally, and they give your students a clear path to success, which is ultimately what will make you successful. One of the pros of online courses is that you can charge a premium for them and you get to charge up front. Instead of playing the whole game of, well, if I had 50 people paying me $10 a month or 1,000 people paying me $10 a month, you can have a handful of people paying you $100 now or $400 now. And that's a lot more money than little bits over time. To be honest, the Recording Revolution is a brand that some people are always surprised at how much money can be made there, because I sell to hobbyists. I'm not selling to businesses. I'm not selling to them how to make more money, although that's what I sell here. But on that brand, it's just helping people with their art, helping people with their craft, helping people with their hobby. And my most popular courses that sell every day sell between $97 and $397 every single day. That's a lot more money than a little membership dripped out over time. And then quite possibly the most important pro of all when it comes to online courses, in my opinion, based off of my goals, is that once the work is done, it's virtually hands off. Okay? There's no ongoing work to sell an online course. But you know what? Those two courses still sell today automatically every single day and put money in my pocket. These things were shot over 7 years ago and they still put money in my pocket, and I haven't touched them, haven't had to touch them. I've thought about updating them, but they still work. They still get people results. Heck, they're not even shot in HD. But that's the beauty of it, is I put together these courses well and did the work once up front, and now I get reoccurring revenue because of the new people in my funnel. There's no ongoing work. I get to reap the benefits of the one-time work. And that's one thing I really love about online courses. If you're looking for that passive income approach, it really is a great approach. Now, let's talk about the cons of online courses. They require more upfront work than membership sites. With an online course, you really have to think through end to end. You have to have outlined the entire thing. You have to have a linear path of where you're going. You have to think through the way your students are going to progress through the course and make sure that it is logical, it's easy to follow, it's easy to consume, it's spaced out right, it's in the right order, and that it will lead to them getting the result they want. And that takes a lot of planning. And then you have to shoot all the videos and edit all the videos and upload all the videos and put it all together. And that takes a lot of upfront work. Whereas a membership site, the concept can be quick. You just need a couple of videos, if that, to get started, and you make it as you go. You could have a membership site up and running this month, and you start to deliver the content every month. You don't have to wait until it's all done, because it's never done. It's not an end-to-end system. It's a monthly value add, and that's a lot easier. So there is more upfront work and planning on courses. And if you try to skip this process or just guess at what the course should be and just wing it, you won't be successful in it. A really successful course takes planning and it takes execution. Now, one of the pros of the online course in my mind was that you can sell them for more. and make more money up front. But the con to that is you have to write better sales copy than you would for a membership site. A membership site is a low buy-in. Somebody can try it for a month and not have lost much money. Or a lot of times people do free trials, so it's very easy to test out the material without even spending anything. If you're going to sell a premium course and charge $300 for it, you have to convince someone to pull out their credit card and give you $300. That's not as easy as it sounds. That takes sophisticated sales copy, understanding the psychology of sales, understanding really what it is people want, and then communicating that in a way that connects with someone. It's not manipulation, it's just truly understanding the needs. And that might mean you don't actually have a product that meets that needs. That's why understanding people and what they want is more important than building a product, because that will determine what products to build. So it does require some knowledge of writing sales copy to sell an online course, where I think a membership site is a lot easier to pitch because there's a lower buy-in. And probably one of the biggest cons to online courses is that they require fresh leads, new traffic every single month. Look, if your entire business is built on online courses, you better have a strategy for getting new traffic to your site, getting new people opting into your list so that new people will hear about your product through your funnel and buy your course. If YouTube changes their algorithm, which they do, if Facebook changes its algorithm, which it does, if Google changes its search algorithm, which it does, and your traffic dries up overnight, which has happened to me, you will see a dip in sales if it's dependent on online courses, because you made the sales once, but that's just to that person. Now, to sell that course, you have to sell it to someone new. Whereas with a membership site, you could get a bunch of people in your membership, maybe you got 100 people and they're paying you $50 a month or $30 a month. If traffic dries up because Google changes everything, you still have their credit cards. They've already signed an agreement that they are going to keep paying you until they cancel. If they want to cancel, they can. So you will still have money next month, even if traffic dries up. So you lose a lot of that autonomy when you're dependent on traffic. And if you sell online courses, you're dependent on traffic. Now, a lot of people use paid ads to drive traffic, but that costs money, isn't as profitable as people say it is, and takes more work than people claim. So you are still dependent on fresh traffic, one way, shape, or form, either through your content or paid ads, whereas the membership is ongoing. Okay, that was a lot. What is my simple recommendation? I've had to boil all that down because I don't do either. I do both. And the reason I do both is because, like I just spelled out, they both have their pros and cons. So I generally, as a black or white type thinker, I usually do one or the other. But fortunately, I've learned to live in the gray when it comes to online business and do both, because they both play an important role in two ways, both for me financially, but also for my students. And I think this is the way to think about it. I would, if I was starting out today, I would start out with an online course, 100%. And here's the reason why. When you're starting out, you want to make as much money as soon as you can. I think you can make more money with a smaller audience if you sell an online course. An online course costs more than a membership. You don't need as many sales to generate revenue as you do with a membership. And you don't need to wait 10 months or 11 months or 12 months of memberships charging their credit card to make some of that money. You can make it in one launch to prove your concept, to test your concept. And then also, you're giving more to a student when you give them a end-to-end system product. It doesn't have to be the biggest course in the world, but it has to solve a very specific problem, get them a very specific result, or at least give them the map to follow to get to that result. And I think people like results. And if you can sell someone a system, that's better. It's easier, I think, to sell someone a system than it is a membership in some ways. So I would start out with one online course, build it, sell it, get some revenue in. If you find out that there's another area that you could build a course on that comes quickly to mind, or you learn from those customers, build a second course. But then and only then consider a membership site as probably your third product. It could be your second, definitely not your first if I'm going to make a recommendation, but it could be your second or third. And then the membership site should kind of be something to fill in the gaps. If you've got one course or two main courses on your one or two main topics, people will probably have a lot of questions that your course maybe doesn't address, or maybe they think their questions are unique to them. Even though the course addresses it, they want a specific answer to their specific version of the problem. And so what they're asking for is coaching or access. And I think that's where a membership site can come into play, where then you can supplement your course. You can say, look, if you want to learn about how to lose weight in the next 90 days, take this course. If you want to learn how to tone up, take this course. If you want to know what to eat, take this course if we're like a health and fitness person, right? But then you could launch a membership site where you're uploading monthly new content on specific things like the new superfoods or thinking about different diets or a new workout regimen or whatever. But then really the benefit to them is access to you through a community. So it's really a paid community where they can ask you specific questions and you can interact more directly. Live Q&A calls or live Facebook live type calls. And then being able to just pull in some of your best students and feature them or maybe coach them on the spot, that all of that is very different than what a static online course offers. And I think that's going to be the glue that maybe holds your courses together, so it plays a nice role for your students. So you see how this answer to what should you do first for your first product is dependent on two areas. What's best for you as the business owner, and I think that's making as much money as soon as possible to validate your idea and then have more money to invest it back into the business. So it's good for you, but really it's what's best for your students. I think people need results, and so I think a static course gets them results faster. Membership site is harder to prove results to, so I don't think it should be your core product. I think it should be a supplementary product that works well together. That's my opinion. And I have friends that live only on membership sites. Is totally cool. Whatever makes sense to you with your goals. My goal was as hands-off as income as possible. So for me, that is online courses that I don't have to keep up with, and one or two scalable membership sites that fit within my lifestyle and fit within my schedule because they really do play a role and they do create some nice, reliable income. Now, if I had to start over today, what would I literally do this week to get my business off the ground? Well, I've actually mapped that all out in a 30-day guide. I call it my 30-day no hustle business plan. And it's a free PDF that I put together to answer that question. Graham, if you were starting your business over today, what would you do this month to make money 30 days from now? No one really asked me how to make money 30 days from now. They want to know what I would do right now, but I wanted to make it even tighter. If I had to make money in 30 days, what would I do? This is exactly what I would do. I map it out in a week 1, do this, do this, do this. Week 2, do this, do this, do this, all the way. It's a 4-week plan, maps it out of how to go from literally zero audience. Like nobody follows you, nobody knows who you are online, to making money in your first 30 days. It'll teach you a ton about online business. You'll actually make money if you do it. And what it will do is set you up to actually have an online business that's ready to start to scale to generate bigger numbers, not just a few $100 here or there, but thousands and thousands of dollars every single month of predictable revenue. It's a free guide. I want you to have it because I think it's a really powerful resource. It's really fun. And you'll see how cool and simple it is. It takes work, but it's pretty straightforward. And it's all mapped out inside my 30-day no hustle business plan. You can get it for free. Just click the link below this video in the description box, or just go to grahamcochrane.com/30 days. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to this channel, and I'll see you on another video real soon.